If the girls you text quickly lose interest, wait hours to text you back, or ghost you whenever you ask them out, then keep watching. Because in this video, you will discover 11 ways to make any girl want you over text. If you're already getting ghosted, then time is ticking. So keep watching and listen carefully, especially if you don't know what to say to keep her interested, you feel like you're pushing her away with every text you send, and you want to get her excited about meeting up with you tonight. Before we jump in, let me remind you what the real goal of texting a girl is. The goal is to meet up with her. That's it. It's not to get to know her, it's not to make her catch feelings for you, and it's not to bombard her with good morning texts, questions, and updates on your day to stay on her mind. No, save getting to know her for your dates. Because the longer you just chat, the longer you just stay in her inbox, the faster she'll lose interest and ghost you. Got it? Good. Now, before you ask her out, you need to make her both comfortable and excited about the idea of meeting up with you. Because remember this, no matter how amazing your chemistry is with a girl in person, texting resets everything. Even if you made out with her the last time you saw her and she said to you, "I can't wait to see you again," you still have to reinstall her desire to see you again over text. So let's get started with the 11 ways to do exactly that. Number 1, keep your interactions positive at all times. She's looking for a man to relieve her from the boredom of her day, not remind her of it. So be her source of escape, her source of fun. Be the guy who makes her eyes light up whenever she gets a text from you, because she knows it's gonna make her day. Staying positive will condition her to open your texts rather than avoid them, because you've conditioned her to never expect negativity and boredom from you. And if she's negative, if she starts venting about her work or some girlfriend who pissed her off, do not get sucked into her negative frame. Do not think she'll like you more if you empathize and talk over her problems. No, that's what guys in the friend zone do, not you. If she's negative, either exit the conversation, yes, ghost her, or tell her there's an easy fix for her problems. It's called a Long Island iced tea. Number 2, keep it playful. Think of texting as a sacred place unofficially reserved for light-hearted, playful banter. Oftentimes, women will ask you boring questions like, "What are you doing?" or "What do you do?" Rather than answering matter-of-factly, be playful and keep her curious about you. For example, if she asks, "What are you doing?" you can say, "Picking out an outfit for our next hot date." I assume you're doing the same. You've just avoided a nowhere conversation and led the interaction towards a date. Now, let's say she asks you, "What do you do?" Stop and think. Is a factual answer going to lead me any closer to a date? Fuck no. So, what do you do then? Are you a bank robber who needs a getaway driver for Tuesday? That's her, by the way. Or do you break into zoos around the country and need someone who's good with a bolt cutter to help you free all the raccoons? Remember, although it may seem like she wants to chat about normal stuff, she secretly doesn't. When a girl texts you something boring like, "How was your day?" or "What are you doing?" it's because she's bored and looking for playful escape from reality. Freeing raccoons from the zoo sure beats the hell out of some lame ass response like, "Nothing, just chilling." You? Who the f wants to date a guy who's always just chilling, who's got nothing else going on in his life other than Netflix? Answer: no one. So keep things playful and control your interactions towards an escape from reality she will be excited to join you on. Sure, you're not actually gonna free all the raccoons together, but you can certainly meet up for drinks in a quiet bar to discuss your plans. Number 3, stop chatting and ask her out. Don't forget the purpose of texting. Don't forget to ask her out. She doesn't want to just chat. She wants you to ask her out. The longer you chat, the more you'll destroy her excitement for meeting up with you. If everything's already been said over text, then what is her reason for meeting up with you? Answer: there isn't one. So ask yourself this: do you want to be her text buddy, or do you want to be her buddy? But what if you're in between dates? What if it's Monday and she's confirmed to meet you on Friday. How do you fill in the time between then? Do you chat or do you just ghost her until the day of the date? Well, the answer is this. When you're in between dates, text her every other day unless she texts you first. And when you text her, make sure you keep every little interaction quick, fun, and flirty. Don't think of it as chatting, think of it as quick, in-out, soundbite conversations that only serve to increase her anticipation to see you again. That's it. Just a few back and forth messages to remind her of how f***ing fun you are and how excited she is about seeing you. Then, on the day of the date, text her something like this. Get excited for tonight, see you at 7, don't be late. Number 4, take action when she's ready to meet up. Ask her out immediately as soon as you see any of these following signs. She replies quickly. She texts you first. She makes an effort to continue chatting. She doesn't just give you one-word replies. She laughs at your jokes. She asks questions like, what are you doing? She mentions that she's doing nothing or has no plans. She sends you a selfie. She tells you she's been exercising. She tells you she was just in the shower. I mean, come on. If you're texting a girl and she gives you any one of these 9 obvious signs she's good to go, please, for the love of God, pull the trigger and ask her out now. Simply say, cancel all your plans tonight. We're going out. Number 5, leave her on red. What does that mean? It means whenever you're texting a girl, always try to make sure she's the one to send the last message. For example, let's say you tell her good night and she replies with good night, but she adds a kiss emoji at the end. Now, a needy guy will get excited over receiving a kiss emoji and instantly send one or more back. This is a classic nice guy mistake. Replying with a kiss emoji in this example not only makes you look desperate and needy, but it also means if you hit her up the next day, you're technically gonna be double texting her. Whatever message you send the next day will automatically appear needy because you sent the last message the night before. Oh, and don't be surprised if she ghosts you all day. A simple thing like that can switch a girl from hot to cold in a heartbeat. And it can easily be avoided if you just leave her on red. So next time you say goodnight or you end an interaction and she says catch you later or whatever, do not follow up. Leave her on red. So next time you reopen her, it's not a double text, and naturally, it's your turn to continue the interaction. Yes, I get it, these power games suck, but you've just got to accept it's part of texting. And if you want to win the game, you've got to play the game. So remember, the person who ends the interaction is the one leading it, is the one in control. When you start leaving girls on red, you will stand out as non-needy, in high demand, and they will start chasing you. Number 6, mix up your reply times. Do not always text back immediately. Mix it up. Sometimes take minutes, sometimes take hours. If you're a busy guy who often puts your phone aside, you'll achieve this naturally. But if you're a guy who's always on his phone, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So you just got to force yourself to get into the habit of leaving girls on red. As a general rule, if she doesn't get back to you for 2 hours, you should make her wait at least 4 hours, double the time, before texting her back. Yes, this is another power game, but remember, if she's waiting hours to text you back and you respond to her in seconds, you will lose her. That's just the way it is. Look, I didn't make the rules, so don't shoot the messenger. Just play the game and understand if you don't play the game, you will lose. FYI, a great way to keep a girl on her toes is to suddenly go radio silent when you're right in the middle of rapidly texting each other back. This will keep her hooked, constantly checking her phone and wondering what happened to you. Number 7, send it and forget it. The best habit you need to get into is to send it and forget it. It doesn't matter how terrible a text is. Nothing is that bad. You must never ever double text or apologize for a text if you don't get a reply. Wait it out. Wait for her to get back to you at her leisure, and then if 48 hours or more go by with no response, then simply send a fresh, funny reopener text that has nothing to do with that previous interaction that resets the conversation and wipes the slate clean. This will relieve the tension over her ghosting you and give her a chance to get back in touch without any awkward explanation necessary. Number 8, spelling and grammar. If you use perfect spelling and grammar in every text, it will subcommunicate that you are uptight and nervous. But if you abbreviate too much, for example, last night was great, what you doing? You'll come across as a sloppy douchebag who never graduated from high school. Not sexy. The ideal blend is good spelling and grammar with a few minor imperfections that subcommunicate your light-hearted personality and busy lifestyle. Minor imperfections like misspells will make you sound natural, like you are pushing out text amongst other cool things going on in your life. Dropping the G's from words like hanging and chilling, adding extra letters like meow, using ellipses to make it sound like you're thinking on the spot, so will communicate a relaxed and playful attitude. As well as dropping the G's, you should also try not to use question marks. Why? Because psychologists have found that question marks subconsciously look needy and automatically evoke a negative and defensive response. So drop those question marks or use the thinking emoji instead. Number 9, mirroring her. Sometimes you'll need to adjust to her texting style accordingly so that you mirror her language and tempo. Does she send long texts or short texts? Does she use lots of emojis or no emojis at all? Don't use emojis with a girl who doesn't use them. Do use emojis with a girl who does. If she's a workaholic and specifically told you this, she won't appreciate texting during working hours. Adjust accordingly. Moreover, a girl who's 19 and spends day and night on her phone will probably expect you to text her a lot and a lot of emojis and visual messages like photos and cat videos. Adjust accordingly. Number 10, speak her language. Building unconscious rapport isn't just about mirroring the way she texts you. You need to speak her language in the sense of what drives her, what turns her on, and what she's passionate about. You will waste your time if you don't know what type of girl is in front of you. Is she silly or serious? Is she shy or outgoing? Is she at college or is she running her own business? Does she like to chill out reading books or does she like watching Netflix? Does she yearn for adventure? Every girl is different. That means every girl will have her own set of beliefs, turn-ons and turn-offs, her own desires, dreams and ambitions. Once you know what you have in front of you, you can position yourself accordingly and say what she wants to hear. There's always something you can offer to fill that void she desperately needs filling. So find that yearning passion. Flirt with a future in which you make that dream come true for her and she will be yours. For example, you might be more worldly traveled than she is. She may have never ventured from her hometown and she yearns for adventure, so you can offer her that escape. Simply role-play a scenario in which you help her escape from wherever she is and take her to that fantasy place. It could be a tropical island, a winter wonderland, or a magic carpet ride. Whatever it is, put her in your suitcase and take her there. Number 11, always move the conversation towards a date. Remember, there's no purpose in texting a girl unless you're setting up dates. A smooth way to move the conversation in the right direction is to casually float the idea of a date and see if she bites. For example, let's say you're talking about drinks. You ask her what her favorite cocktail is, and she says margarita. What do you do next? You casually float the idea of a cocktail date. A fine choice, milady. Let's get cocktails sometime. I know a fun place. Then if she says, sounds good, all you have to do next is set up when and where to meet. So now you know exactly how to text a girl and make her want you. I've put a link in the description to the article version of this video with screenshot examples of all 11 texting tips in action. And if you want the exact text that make any girl desperate to see you, there's also a link to my texting course in the description below too. Check that out if you want copy-paste templates to turn things around with a girl who's ghosting you and make her want to see you tonight. Remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about which of the 11 tips you liked the most. And I'll see you in the next one.